Morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing pretty all right, honestly, but I think that's about to change because I realized something. I just got back from my work shift and I realized that being at work for 8 hours a day is more fun and stress relieving than watching and responding to a Quantum TV video. So in a way, that my entire work shift was just my break, and now me doing this video is more like my work side of life. Anyway, guys, not gonna keep this intro going too much longer. You guys know the deal. Blah blah blah. Quantum. Blah blah blah. Pigget. Blah blah blah. Ackman demonetized. Blah blah blah. YouTube shady. All right, let's get into the video.
I got a text this morning from Anonymous, and I kind of want to share it with you guys. I'll leave it up on the screen so you can read it. I'll paraphrase. Long story short, I've been in this annoying drama with the Ackman. I've been trying to distance myself and walk away from it and ignore it, but it's not going away. The moment I turn my back, I have more knives being thrown in it than I care to fucking admit out loud because it's really stupid and unnecessary.
I covered this already in my last video, but Quantum is a complete hypocrite for saying he's trying to get away from the drama. Dude, this is the third video you've made within like 36 hours. You can get out of here with this. Oh, I'm the victim. I'm just trying to get away from the drama and go back to regular content. No, you're not, dude. If you were, then you wouldn't keep responding to the drama. Because as I explained yesterday, me and other people talking about you, we can't really report on much if you don't say anything, but you keep saying things, so we keep responding to it. So again, if you somehow see this video and you really want people to leave you alone, just stop responding to it. It's not that hard.
But now I'm coming out as a creator being maliciously targeted by the Ackman and his fans and saying that this is happening. This is 100% a thing, and I'm being racially targeted in 2022. How the hell? It needs to stop. I'm going to point it out, okay?
I think this is the only thing in this entire situation I've ever agreed with Quantum on. Like, guys, do not attack this guy like in race related ways, because honestly that just makes everyone uncomfortable. I know like getting into the whole race side of things, talking about like, oh, YouTube's only siding with Quantum because he's black and they're against the Ackman because he's a straight white male. Like, that conversation makes me so unbelievably uncomfortable. That's why I like never talk about it. So yeah, guys, stop like making things about race. Like even if you believe that this is about race, just stop talking about it, because honestly it's like what Griffin Gaming said in his post. It makes everybody who says that kind of stuff look really bad, and it gives Quantum and YouTube more ammunition to throw against you guys. So just please stop making this a race-related issue. Let's keep it to, being a corruption-related issue, because that's what this is.
The Ackman, on his interview with Phil DeFranco, says that he doesn't think it's a big deal what he said with threatening to dox YouTube employees and families, and says that he was very angry. The same day that he was writing the tweet, he was very angry, but then wants to pretend like it was just a joke. No, he made a rage post, put his foot in his mouth, and YouTube acted on it.
Quantum, those were obviously joke tweets, and you know it. It was a little series he was doing, across his community tab and on Twitter, where he would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go dox and harass these people because, YouTube allows that stuff now. He was just poking fun at the situation, and you know that. And the irony in you calling out other people for pretending it was a joke, or pretending, it wasn't meant with malicious intent, is so ironic coming from you, because all you've done this entire controversy is make veiled threats towards people and then play it off as, oh no, I'm just concerned, I was just talking to them. That wasn't a veiled threat. Like, dude, just please shut up.
Only after getting demonetized does he sit there and try to backtrack and say, oh no, oh no. I mean, really, he put his foot in his own mouth. And now justice for Ackman? He literally withheld pieces of information surrounding the circumstances of him getting demonetized. His first tweet was that Quantum TV is flagging all of his videos. What this did was lead to a ton of racially motivated posts in my comment section threatening to murder me, my family, everyone I've ever known, all kinds of things. Some people with actual details of my actual family members that has never been made public at all.
So he made jokes, and then, you know, when he got completely demonetized and his career was taken away from him, you just expected him to sit there and just act like he was being serious about that when it was obviously a joke. Do you know how much worse that would have made him look? He probably could have gotten arrested if he didn't clarify that those were jokes. And honestly, it was pretty irresponsible of him to post those things, in all honesty, especially towards the end of it. But still, come on, that was so obviously sarcasm. You and YouTube know it. Also, I do not condone or agree with anybody who's, you know, sending death threats to Quantum and his family and stuff. That is absolutely deplorable behavior. But the problem with this video, Quantum, is you do not show once any evidence, and later on you'll try to claim, oh, it's because I could, like, you know, get TOS'd for that kind of stuff. But you had no problem in a previous video I made on you showing literal people hanging from nooses and the N-word just typed out on the screen. You had no problem with that then. So why is it a problem all of a sudden? Seems a little suspicious to me. And again, like I said, these threats could very well be real. I wouldn't be surprised if they were real, but given what a liar Quantum is, unless he shows proof or something, I'm just not going to take his word for it.
This is the kind of thing that pisses me off. And this is why I'm taking to the platform to try to spread awareness that this is the kind of creator he is, because he is not a victim. This pity attempt that he's doing is nothing more than that. He's trying to garner support as he literally sits there and lies about the circumstances surrounding what actually happened.
Say it with me, kids. Irony, because Quantum, this is exactly what you've done the entire time. Sit there and lie about the situation to make yourself look like the victim. Also, how is it the Ackman's fault that people are being racist and threatening to kill you? Obviously, like I said before, that stuff is deplorable and awful, and no one should ever do that. And if you do that, you are just as bad as Quantum. But this is something Quantum does for the rest of the video, is he tries to somehow blame the Ackman for what other people said, as if, you know, the Ackman somehow told his audience to go say all this stuff. Not once did he ever do that, and you know it.
He withheld it. And then when confronted by Phil DeFranco about this, which I'm surprised Phil even confronted him about it, he literally like tries to sidestep it and be like, oh no, I just didn't want to get my partner in trouble. No, you wanted to frame me, and that's exactly what you did in your opening tweet about the situation. Quantum TV was false flagging all your videos. You said that, sent a fucking lynch mob after me.
Yeah, and I think that was a pretty irresponsible thing to tweet, in all honesty, like saying that, yeah, oh, Quantum TV is 100% false flagging my videos. But then again, like, honestly, given the information at the time, it was the most likely, you know, deduction we could have had, because there weren't really many other reasons why all of a sudden a bunch of his videos would have been flagged and age restricted. But again, like I said, it was the most logical explanation, but at the same time, that was very irresponsible of him to tweet that out. I do agree with that. But to say he's sending a mob after you is idiotic. He has not once ever told anyone to go after you. In fact, he has told people many times to not go after you. He said this in videos and in tweets and community posts. But of course, you're going to leave that part out because, you know, you're trying to frame him a certain way, which I could have sworn you were just trying to call him out for doing.
And now you're trying to get pity here. And it's working, because as of 44 minutes ago, people are saying you don't deserve to have your entire channel demonetized and your livelihood taken from you. But I genuinely believe that regardless of my feelings of this situation, he totally does. We live in a time where kids and people of all ages think that they can just say, oh, it's just a prank, bro, and everybody walks away with a smile on their face. I was just joking. I apologize. Let's move on from all the terrible things I say and do.
Well, he does not deserve to be demonetized for making a couple jokes and trying to make the platform a better place. But again, irony, because we live in a time and place where you think you can get away with just saying these terrible things and just backtracking and saying, oh no, I was hacked, and then you delete all the evidence, and then that's enough for YouTube to not side with you. And unfortunately, in your case, we do live in a time where you can apparently do that because that works for you.
Not how it works. There are consequences for your actions, and when you're showed one, you still can't take responsibility. That's why I don't call him the Act Man, I call him Act Boy. He puts his foot in his mouth, points his fingers at me, has 3 pointing back at himself.
Again, hypocrisy and irony, kind of like when you put your foot in your mouth when you made those tweets, and then you pointed 2 fingers at the hackers, supposedly, and then you had 3 pointing back at yourself. The only difference is you got away with it because you deleted everything, which again is beyond idiotic.
And literally goes on to mislead his fans into being a lynch mob somehow. I don't know how. I really can't tell you the logistics of how this works on his channel. I don't know. But what I do know is after he makes racist posts or blames me for some shit, they come after me with stuff like this. When are you gonna go back to the jungle? Black privilege much? And that's all I can show you, because what comes next after that are a bunch of graphic, just bro. The most horrific fucking post you could possibly imagine somebody saying about how they're gonna kill this N-word or, you know, all this other shit. Like, it's so many graphically, racially, I'm gonna kill you tweets.
Again, absolutely despicable, deplorable, and awful things to say. But again, you had no problem showing all this stuff in previous videos that you made. So why do you have a problem with it all of a sudden? Again, I'm not denying the fact that these comments could exist, but I am saying that because you're such a liar and you're not showing any proof, I just can't believe you right now. Because if you had no problem showing those things in previous videos, you would definitely be okay with showing them now. But again, for the 50 millionth time, how is that the Ackman's fault? He's simply reporting on the situation, and then people out of their own free will, without any motivation from him, come to you. That is on their own accord, and you have no one to blame but the people who actually came after you, not the Ackman himself.
We will spill your blood and all this other shit. Like, bro, it is ridiculous. You know, the kind of stuff that I'm getting right now, because he wants to play victim. YouTube should step in, but they haven't.
My guy, are you this stupid? Did you miss the entire thing where he's demonetized and he can't reapply until like mid-July or something like that? You were going on and on about that. Did you just miss that? Did your brain just shut down and you completely forgot what you were talking about? They have stepped in, and now he's being punished because YouTube is corrupt.
That's the fact. I don't have black privilege. You're commenting this on my videos. If I had black privilege, you wouldn't be able to comment this, right? But you are. Now, let's be very clear for all of my viewers and everybody watching. I don't want privilege. I just want to be left alone, which is the whole reason I even yanked my Elden Ring review, which he took and re-uploaded, which is how this all started to begin with.
Again, if you want to be left alone, why do you keep making videos about the situation, and why do you keep responding to it? Every time you make a video, you are giving people more reasons and more places and more ammunition to come at you with. And you're acting like he re-uploaded the entire review. He didn't do that, dude. He just found a bunch of, you know, Elden Ring hot takes that he didn't agree with, and yours happened to be quite a bit of that, and he made it into a video where he disagreed with them. And then you, because you couldn't handle someone actually disagreeing with you, filed a false copyright strike. That is how this started. If you had just left the whole thing alone and not, you know, struck him down and actually, you know, could comprehend the fact that somebody may have disagreed with you, then none of this would have happened. But you had to go ahead and false copyright strike him.
You didn't like my take? Oh well, you didn't have to take it and antagonize it after it was deleted. If it was deleted, there was a good reason for it, but you brought it back and you made fun of it. You got a DMCA claim. You didn't like that. You called me a copyright abuser. You then go from that into trying to share all the other prior talking points of Mischief and everybody else, and then you start compiling everything from everyone who hates me because you want me terminated off the platform. It just escalates because you don't like me, and it gets further and further and further and further. Let me be very clear. I don't give a fuck who likes me or dislikes me on this platform, but we need to draw a clear line between dislike and mobilizing your influence out of hatred, and that's what he is doing.
For the 50 trillionth time, when did he ever tell people to come after you? He never did. He simply kept people updated on what was happening and kept responding to the situation. By this logic, you are sending your fans after him because you keep keeping them updated and you keep responding to the situation. You are such a hypocrite.
And the fact that the Quartering and Phil DeFranco can't see through this speaks to their incompetency, because any real reporter would have reached out to me and saw all of this. They refuse to do their journalism or their journalistic integrity part and make sure they're getting both sides of the story.
It just never ends with Quantum. Everyone is always in the wrong except for him. It's always everyone else's fault. It's never his fault. He's calling all, like, Asmongold, the Quartering, Philip DeFranco, all these people, literally everyone on the internet who is against him is just wrong and not doing their job. He stands alone as a pillar of righteousness and knowledge, and he is the only true correct opinion in this situation. I guess if a correct opinion is a thing. But something I didn't point out earlier, I felt like I should throw out there now, is he was saying that, oh, Ackman was deliberately withholding information. Yeah, it's because, you know, it's a sensitive topic and he wasn't cleared by YouTube to be able to share it. The same way that you have to get cleared by the police before you can admit that, you know, you're doing an investigation with them. Something that you have no idea about, as I've shown in previous videos.
Every time Ackman speaks on any of these platforms, it's always, oh wow, this crazy copyright abusing, homophobic, bigoted, transphobic, crazy person that doxes people's families is allowed to stay on the platform. That is not what fucking happened. YouTube investigated what happened and it's in writing. There's a piece of evidence of a communication with YouTube and the Act Boy literally stating that I did not violate community guideline standards or break copyright by abusing their takedown system, okay?
That's right, everyone. Never question a bigger corporation. Always take everything they say at face value, even though, you know, remember when Ackman submitted the appeal for his second video on Quantum and the repeal got denied in less time than, you know, the video length was. Like, the appeal was rejected in 30 minutes and the video was 52 minutes long, so there's no possible way they could have reviewed it. Yeah, let's take the same people who did that at face value for everything else. Great idea.
That piece of evidence completely sidestepped and seen as YouTube's incompetency. And my oh my, now that a verdict has been rendered that he's demonetized because he put his foot in his mouth, they can't accept that either. And by the way, communication was sent as to why he was demonetized. He never can accept communication from YouTube that things didn't go his way.
And there's a legitimate reason for that, because they're not enforcing their own terms of service. Once again, you're telling everyone to just not question what YouTube says whatsoever, even though they're objectively not enforcing their own terms of service. Dude, you are just desperate at this point. You're not even really refuting any evidence people have against you at this point. You're just trying to get out of this by saying, oh, YouTube sided with me, so that's the end of it. No, dude, that's not how it works.
And then has to somehow throw me under the bus in some fucking weird way and make me seem like a goddamn villain. I didn't do anything, goddammit, and I'm tired of this shit. And I'm not gonna act like some cool, calm, collected fucking creator that's getting attacked out of the wazoo that doesn't have any fucking human emotions. This is annoying. Every time this kid fucks up, it's my fault. He did it to himself. Stop attacking me. Stop threatening to kill me and my family members and all this dumb shit. We have nothing to do with it.
And like I said earlier, I do agree on that. Like, stop attacking Quantum and the family members, because by doing that, you're just as bad as him. I also agree that, yeah, it wasn't Quantum's fault that the Ackman got demonetized. It was some idiot at YouTube who just has no sense of sarcasm.
And the reality is, the fact that this is even going down on the YouTube platform proves that I'm not this fucking like elite CEO crazy guy that pulls strings at YouTube to remove everything he doesn't like. The fact that you can search me and a million other people dogpiling me shows up, proves I don't have connections. What happened was YouTube unbiasedly looked into all your allegations and saw that I was actually innocent of every claim, including ban evasion, like they did 2 years ago when Ninjishin brought it to them. I don't care what your stupid Wayback Machine shows them. The channel was hidden. It is an active channel and has been for a very long time.
Remember earlier when I said this guy wasn't even trying to refute evidence anymore? Like, this is a perfect example of that. He literally just said, oh yeah, you showed this evidence, but the thing is, I don't care, therefore it's invalid. Like, this man's argument against legitimate evidence against him is I don't care. That's how you know this man has reached his wit's end.
Okay? By a very long time, I mean, like, since the channel was fucking created, guy. It's not a banned channel. It never was banned. You can't let that go. What part are you willing to accept at this point? Because so far, I've seen everything and every piece of factual information that I give and that YouTube gives being brushed off as incompetency or lies.
What are you talking about? He literally admitted and said publicly, he made a public statement that you were not what got him demonetized. It was his own tweet. He admitted that. What do you mean he has denied literally every single thing? No, he denies all the BS things that you and YouTube say. He doesn't deny objective facts. Again, trying to twist this man's words and leave out things to make him look bad, which again, you claimed he was doing earlier.
And you guys can't accept any piece of information, so much so that now you're getting racist and threatening to murder me and my entire family.
Yeah, dude, you're absolutely right. Because a few very sick people who are racist threaten to kill you and your family, that means the Ackman sent them, and all of the Ackman's fan base, including myself, are just racist. You know, maybe I shouldn't be doing sarcasm because YouTube clearly can't detect that. But seriously, dude, a few people said some really crappy things to you, and you're gonna sit here and say the Ackman sent them, and that, you know, everybody in the Ackman's fan base is a racist and is guilty and is a murderer. Like, do you realize how stupid that sounds? Even in the proof you showed that someone was being racist, it never even said, like, you know, hashtag justice for Ackman. At no point did that person ever say it was in the Ackman's honor. Just because somebody doesn't like you doesn't mean they're an Ackman fanboy who's a racist and wants to kill you and your family.
And somehow the Ackman is seen as a victim, and he doesn't deserve to be demonetized for threatening YouTube's families. Not even my family. They didn't take action because he threatened my family. Oh, no. They took action because of their families.
Again, that was complete satire, and you know that. The only reason you're acting like it was actually real and you're pretending that you think it isn't satire is because you want YouTube to stick with you. You're trying to, you know, kind of suck up to them like how a really good student would suck up to them. And it's like, oh, you know what? You're being a good boy, so we're not going to look into this any deeper. You're on our good side, Quantum. Like, I think Quantum may be the first ever YouTube fanboy.
So don't give me this shit about I'm some privileged black guy that they won't touch me just because I'm black and all this dumb shit. Like, it's getting so racist and so crazy, and please somebody step in and do something at this point because I'm tired of it. I'm so sick of dealing with this. I shouldn't have to deal with this as a creator. And it really, look at my videos, man. On my most recent one, I'm talking about the Jurassic World movie that just came out, and I'm being told to go back to the jungle, and I have black privilege, amongst other very choice words, by the way, that I can't post without breaking YouTube's TOS.
Yeah, like I said earlier, you had no problem showing people literally hanging from trees and the N-word every, like, few pixels on your screen in previous videos. So why is it a problem all of a sudden? Again, you know, I'm not denying the fact that those could exist, but since he's such a liar, I'm just going to assume that because he's not showing the proof, he's probably lying about it. That's just the most reasonable deduction to come to.
That's how bad it is right now with the race comments and the hateful shit that I'm getting, all in hashtag justice for Ackman.
Again, the proof you're showing, he never even said hashtag justice for Ackman. He didn't mention the Ackman once in that comment. If you actually have proof and this actually happened where people are saying this horrible stuff in the name of the Ackman, show it. But even if that was the case, it doesn't matter because the Ackman never told these people to say these things. It doesn't matter what people do in his name if he never encouraged it. Stop making him the villain for something he didn't do.
Ackman does not need justice. The Ackman needs to be held accountable and to accept the accountability for his actions.
If we just take that sentence and replace the Ackman with Quantum TV, I would 100% agree with you.
Take accountability, dude. It has nothing to do with other creators. So at the end of the day, this is what I'm dealing with as a result of running into the Ackman and his horde of fans and all the people ratioing out my videos and sending hate comments. You guys think as a creator, I can just walk away from this and act unfazed, but I am not going to be that guy. I am a genuine human being, and I'm gonna be very honest about what's happening here.
Dude, I'm honestly kind of done at this point. Is this dude actually saying he's going to be honest about everything when not only has he, you know, lied dozens, if not hundreds of times in the past, but in this video, he's also been lying, saying the Ackman's sending racist people after him? Get out of here with that honesty crap.
And this is what's happening on the platform today. Maybe you do something about it, maybe you don't, but don't say it's not happening, and don't say that I'm some fucking privileged individual that has some sort of immunity, because I don't. That's the truth here at Quantum TV. Thanks for watching, #1 Brandon Honesty. In the next video, we'll be unboxing the Samsung Q60B. So again, thanks for watching, and until the next video, hopefully somebody does something.
Well, we made it through the video, guys. Thank God. I honestly didn't know if I was going to survive the amount of stupidity in that one. But anyway, apparently the Ackman is a racist, terrible person because of what random people who have nothing to do with him and are not associated with him said. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I don't know if you guys actually noticed, but I did finally get a channel banner, and I meant to shout out Schmeckle a few videos ago for creating that banner for me. I'll put it on the screen right now. I think you guys will approve approve of it very much. But I just had to make it because, you know, I kind of felt like it fit with the entire situation. I felt like maybe, you know, since Quantum claims to be honest, but he's really not, somebody else who is actually honest with his audience should take that crown. So again, shout out to Schmeckel for making that banner. I'm extremely sorry, I kept forgetting to shout him out. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you all next time.